everyone, it's Molly here for another video, and today I want to answer one of my most asked questions. Now this isn't necessarily one of the questions I get asked the most about on YouTube, but it is certainly a question I get asked a lot about in person when somebody hears my story about being bullied, or after a speech, a keynote speech where I talk a lot about my journey with bullying. If you'd like to learn more about my motivational speaking career, I'll link my website down below. It's always at the top of the description box, so mollyburke.ca, you can just go there and find out more about my speaking career. But I get asked a lot, have any of those girls, have any of your past bullies reached out later in life to say sorry? Do you forgive them? Are you really angry about what they did to you? That kind of stuff. And so today I want to talk about forgiveness and learning how to forgive and move on with your life. So, for a long time after I was badly bullied, I did feel angry. I felt sad. I felt resentment. I felt a lot of negative feelings towards these people. But eventually I got to the point where I realized that by holding on to this anger, by continuing to resent those girls and what they did to me, by living in this woe is me state, I was continuing to hand my bullies the power to rule my life. And they weren't even in my life anymore. I was continuing to let them ruin my life, to rule my life, and to control me. And they were gone. They weren't in my life in any significant way anymore. I had either changed schools or deleted them off social media or had really no contact with them in any significant way. But yeah, by being angry at them and resentful, I was just saying, here's the power. Please continue to ruin my life. Continue to control me. And eventually I thought, that is no way to live. But if I can release those negative emotions and allow myself to move on, to find happiness, and to find success, then I can empower myself. And I can start living free of what they did to me. And so for me, it has never come down to an apology. It's never been about other people coming to me and saying, I'm so sorry for what I did to you. Sure, it's nice to hear. And some of my past bullies have reached out. Quite a few bystanders who really saw it happening and didn't do anything, they have reached out. Not all of them. Some girls I've never heard from. Others have not necessarily apologized, but they've reached out in some way or another to tell me how proud they are of what I do now, that, they really support what I choose to do with my story, that kind of thing. I've had some people reach out and tell me that by me sharing my story all of these years later, it's allowed them to hear it and actually recognize what they did to me and recognize ways in which they need to change as a person, which I think is amazing. And then I've had some girls reach out angry at me for sharing the story, despite the fact that I never mentioned names. Angry that I've shared it. Number one, if they weren't mean to me in the first place, I wouldn't have to share a story, but that's besides the point. I think at the end of the day, it's never come down to any of those girls reaching out to me in any way. It's come down to me forgiving them within myself. And it's not something where I went on Facebook and private messaged them and said, I just want to let you know I forgive you. It's not about that. They don't need to know I forgive them. I don't need their apology. I just need to know that within my own heart and my own self that I've let it go. I've released it and I've moved on. And that's what you need to realize. It's about saying, I don't want to be angry at this person anymore, whether it be because they bullied you or any other number of things that somebody has done to you in your life that makes you feel angry or resentful or, any kind of negative emotion towards them. By holding those negative emotions, you're only affecting your own life in a negative way. It does not affect that person at all. My bullies didn't care that I was still upset about what they did. They had moved on a long time ago. It had never affected them in the first place. And so why should it affect you in your life? It shouldn't. Release it. Let it go and tell yourself, the best thing you can do is empower yourself, find happiness, find success, find love in your life, find supportive people to surround yourself with. And that is moving on. And when you move on, when you forgive, when you let go, your life gets so much better. And the only thing that it might do is show those people who tried to hold you back, who tried to pull you down, who tried to hurt you or affect your life in a negative way, that they didn't rule you, they don't own you in any way, they haven't affected you, and booyah, you've moved on, you found success and happiness despite all of those negative ways they tried to harm you. So it's really a win-win situation. You don't have to reach out to those people and actually tell them you forgive them. You can if you want, but by no means do you have to. Forgiveness is something within. It's your own emotion that you release. And so that's something that really changed my life when I learned to forgive and let go and move on. And that's why I really want to share it with you guys. Don't hold on to that negative emotion. That's what they want you to do. That's what those people want. They want you to hold on to the negative. Release it, move on, go to greener pastures, find the positives. And that, if anything, is what would hurt those people. Not that we want to hurt those people, but you know what I mean? Like, that's what shows them, you didn't own me. You didn't ruin my life the way you wanted to. Look at me now. So, I hope you guys got something from this story. I hope it helped you in some way. Tell me, share your own stories down below. Is there anybody you are still working on forgiving in your own life? Is there anyone that you found a way to forgive, and how did you do that? Did you message them? Was it something you did within? I don't know, just share your views on forgiveness and on moving on or letting go of these negative people and emotions in your life. And at the end of the day, you don't need to hold on to that negative baggage. It holds you back. Moving forward. That's the direction we all want to go in life. Forward. So, thank you guys for watching another video. Thumbs this up if you enjoyed. Subscribe to join the family if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video.